All right. Well, we got racers, we've got Pacers this week in the playoffs, and we've got sun and nearly 80, Sean Ash. Does it get much better?
That's amazing.
Can I just say that today would have been an awesome race day weather?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
It would have been
Can you
great.
see what you can do?
Can we have this again
paste.
on race day? I would love that. How about just another day tomorrow like it?
All right.
Well,
okay.
we've got to start small.
Can we do that? Yeah, if you're going to be out, we suggest maybe take the day off or at least sneak away for lunch if you're heading to the track tomorrow. Let's give you that forecast, show you what we're expecting at the Motor Speedway. Yeah, today we're close to 80. We should be above it tomorrow. Sunny and warm. There's a real slight chance late in the afternoon of a pop-up here. Otherwise, should be another carbon copy of today, just a little bit warmer. But even though we're warm, we are not terribly humid at all. In fact, the air is very dry. Dew points at 42. So that means as we get closer to sunset, this air should cool off pretty efficiently here around central Indiana. 80 in Shelbyville, 76 Greenfield, 80 degrees in Martinsville, and almost at 80 degrees in Plainfield. Now remember, yesterday we were in the lower 70s, and we still have another good hour to warm, so we're about 5 to 10 degrees ahead of that pace from yesterday. Visible satellite showing good sunshine, little high-level cloud cover coming from the west where there's much more storm concentration there across parts of Kansas. I show you that because it's moving our way. It won't be here too much tomorrow. But if you look over Kentucky, there's a few little pop-ups. That's what we'll probably see here, more concentrated over the southern part of the state. Get out there, though, this evening. Looks good. Sunset a little after 8:30. Should be a pretty sunset here this evening. Have more in the storm chances ahead in the 7-day forecast.
All right, thanks, Sean.
Yeah.
And the body of Pope Francis is lying in state at St. Peter's Basilica, where it will remain for 3 days until his funeral Saturday.
And we have seen an endless stream of mourners, all of them making their way into the Basilica today to pay their final respects.
Ivan Rodriguez is in Rome with more on how the Pope's funeral rites differ from those of previous pontiffs.
The Pope's singular open wooden casket, reverent in its simplicity, upon the grand altar of St. Peter's Basilica. For hours today, somber hymns and music filled the air, mixed with the quiet steps and hushed final respects from thousands of mourners passing by.
He was the Pope of the people.
Outside, long lines crisscross St. Peter's Square, at one point stretching beyond the walls of Vatican City.
But the line is rather intimidating, so I'm not sure if we'll have a chance to get in today.
The Pope's body will lie in state for public viewing until his funeral Saturday. Many coming to see him were in Rome by chance, on vacation, or a business trip. His popularity propelling them to join the masses in St. Peter's Square.
We are not Christian actually, but I feel in deep, because the Pope is very friendly.
Trying to unify and accepting different religions, races, and genders, and just inclusivity.
Inclusivity. It's what many say they remember most about Pope Francis.
His legacy will be to feed the poor, the outcast, the downtrodden, but also to just be with everyone.
And when 120 cardinals choose the Pope's successor in coming weeks, most mourners hope those values will endure.
We want a Pope who stand for the truth, to unite everyone, poor, rich, black, white, and all sorts of people, even believers and non-believers.
In Rome, I'm Ivan Rodriguez reporting.
And now to Lawrence, where police are investigating a deadly shooting that happened early this morning. It happened around 3:30 on Vernon Avenue, which is near East 46th Street and North Franklin Road. Police tell us they found a man dead who'd been shot. Officers say they keep seeing the same thing, differences being resolved with violence.
And again, we cannot stress enough, when we have conflicts, the last thing that should be used is a firearm. We're seeing this time and time again, and we have to figure out some way to resolve all conflicts in a proper manner without using a firearm.
And we know a person of interest was detained at the scene. Right now, we're working to learn what led to the shooting and if the victim and the suspect knew each other. And Indiana lawmakers are once again adjusting a bill that would allegedly criminalize homelessness. Language is being added to State House Bill 1041. The bill primarily deals with how long criminals can be consecutively sentenced for misdemeanors. And now the bill says it will make it a Class C misdemeanor to sleep on public property in Indiana. And if the bill is approved, it will be sent to the House and Senate before receiving a full vote.
As of this week, the Federal Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, says it has saved $160 billion through cuts to what it calls unnecessary spending. And an NBC News poll last month shows most people like the idea of making government more efficient. But the same poll shows people are concerned about how the feds and Elon Musk have gone about making those cuts. Now, those of you who've lived here in Indiana for a while remember former Governor Mitch Daniels was known for tightening the belt at both the state and national levels. He was also the White House budget director for President George W. Bush. So I asked him today what he thinks about all this. He told me DOGE can, quote, nibble around the edges, and it's a good start, but eventually Congress and the president will have to address entitlement reforms. Here's part of our conversation. That's a hurdle that we haven't really seen lawmakers jump.
No, every time somebody speaks the truth about the promise of the fact that these perfectly worthy programs, Medicare, Social Security, and Medicaid, we've made promises we can't keep. Every time someone speaks the truth about that, someone on the other side chops their head off. So I understand why career politicians don't want to deal with it, but it is, we've waited far too long. If we'd gotten started, say, 8, 10, 12 years ago on some of these changes, the problems that are now inevitable could have been ameliorated or even prevented. But such is life in a world of elected politicians.
And you can find our entire conversation online at WTHR.com. Big announcement today that could change lives here. A new partnership aims to wipe out medical debt for Indianapolis veterans.
Yes, Verizon, Team Penske, and the Indianapolis Colts announced the $6 million initiative today. So this plan includes a $4 million collaboration between Verizon and Penske for the month of May. Verizon says it has already committed $1 million for this year, and it's offering another $1 million if Will Power of Team Penske finishes in the top 10 of this year's Indy 500. Power says it's an added incentive to finish at the top of this year's race.
I'm not planning on just finishing the top 10. I'm planning on winning. That's the goal. So really cool to be a part of it. Been very proud to have Verizon on my car for all these years, and I think it's a fantastic initiative. And I'll be doing everything I can to get that extra $1 million.
So another $2 million is coming through a collaboration between Verizon and the Colts over the next 2 seasons. Verizon says those receiving medical debt relief will be notified by the company Forgive Co., and there is no enrollment process to qualify.
Helping raise millions for a deserving cause. The Community Health Network Foundation president will be joining us in just a few minutes with details on the not-for-profit's largest fundraiser of the year and who they're helping. That's coming up. Sean?
Oh, each day getting a little bit warmer. 72 yesterday, not far from 80. We should be a little bit warmer tomorrow. And then we got the storm timeline all ahead in the forecast.
All right, Sean, let's track it. And then before we go to break, let's get a quick look at traffic. Here's a look at 465 and 86th Street. We have learned that a truck has gone off the road. There was smoke that was coming from the hood. That's when the fire department was called out because the truck caught fire. We will continue to follow this as we see it is slowing traffic. Stay with us. More of 13 News at 4 after the break.